Alright, let's try this out. Let's see how it works. I don't know if you can hear me. Seems like everything's really loud between the people outside and the chickens. So see how this works. Okay, so York swooped from the sky to the ground. Collie carried sleeping Whisper in one arm and the puppy in the other as she slid off the griffin's back. She stood, unsure what to do at first. She quickly decided to put the two she carried into her hammock. Then Collie turned to her companions and tried to speak, but could not. She had never been speechless before, but when she met with Julie's eyes, Collie again found her voice. "We found him, Jule." Collie had to stop to let her words sink in. "Who is him? Who did you find?" Julie's heart froze. She knew exactly who it was, but she needed it said out loud. "His blood is greenish black. It was on everything. We could not stop because the child we carried, but he seemed to be moving." Collie could see Julie start to shake. "Julie, we found Gore." "What? Where? When?" Julie could not believe what she was hearing. She had been so sure that Gore was dead. She was about to fly apart and needed to be given a direction to go before she could no longer contain herself. Collie changed into a griffin and lifted into the air. York followed on his own accord, finding himself drawn to the strange changeling. Julie needed no invite. She was off the ground in her eagle form. She tried not to think about the man she had just murdered. She focused on Gore, but she knew she would have to face what she had done back at the burned village. So, this is just a page from Harvest Island, as you can see, and it is my first book. It's one of the pages in it, and I'm the author. I published under C. Lee Braxton, and it's available on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, Walmart, Kmart, several other places. You can find it. I will add a link to my ebook, which is about $2.99 most times. Sometimes it goes on sale. And then I have the hardback. I like hardcovers because they stand up real nice. I don't yet have a paperback, but my hardback is $19.99. They can be on sale sometimes. I don't have control or say over that. So, sometimes I buy the book myself and try to sell it at a discounted price, but that's usually in person, or through like correspondence. So, anyways, I did a vanity publishing. I paid quite a bit, and I paid for the art, which is very worth it. And so, in this scene, you have Collie. She's a shapeshifter. She's not human. And one of the forms she was taking at that time was a griffin form. And doing this, she caught the attention of a local griffin. And he's silver. She's gold. He knows she's not really a griffin. He's seen her in her griffin form. He's seen her in other forms. But for some reason, he's drawn to her. And he follows her around. And he doesn't have much to do with the main adventure at first. He just kind of follows her. And then he gets involved more and more as he gets closer to her. What you have there is also the character Julie. Julie is a human. She's the only human in the book. So she represents the whole of humanity, basically, in that one character. So she's got some good things going on. She's got some Karen moments, a little bit of colonizer judgment issues. She gets a little bitchy. She gets to do the, I guess, the little darker side of the characters. She's a little crossing the line kind of girl. But she's definitely strong. She's a strong character. And she comes out on the end on the right side. I mean, she doesn't go full villain, but she does have some dark moments, and she does. She would have to pay for these if she was in the real world. I mean, she would have to, you know, go through the laws and stuff. She did break some laws. The Whisper is a little baby nymph. She's a toddler. And she has a jackal pup. The nymph's village has been destroyed. The mermaids hired people to come in and attack and raid and basically just torment those living on the island. I mean, that's the whole purpose they serve. So she found a survivor as a child. Can't leave the child on its own. So she's very maternal, this one, Kali. She just, she loves children. And she's very maternal in that way. So she takes the baby, puts him in her hammock, takes the little jackal pup. And I chose a jackal because I didn't want something too pretty, too cute. And I ran across this Magic the Gathering cards. A lot of these, I got some inspiration from Magic the Gathering. My brother was into it when we were coming up with the story. And there was a card with a jackal pup on it. And jackal puppies are cute, but they grow up scary. So I wanted something that was contrasting to the nymphs, who are pure and innocent and light and just beauty and childlike. And I wanted something to contrast them that lives with them. So this very scary dog-like thing is a jackal. And the thing about these jackals is that they can smell magic. So they are able to locate magical people. They can find magic artifacts. They can sniff out and find magic, which is very useful. So that is their purpose, is to find magical things. And then you have Skylark. He's an elf. And this elf is not just like, you know, the Tolkien's wood elves or something. He's a cloud elf. And cloud elves are able to fly. But they're not like angels. They don't have wings. So he can just step up and it's like gravity has no connection to him. They don't pull on him at all. So he can lift up off the ground and fly at will, which is really cool. I think wings are cool, but they're unless you're flying, wings tend to get in the way. I don't want wings on him. I don't want him to be a bird guy. I just want him to be able to fly. So I had him that way. And then Gore raised the human character Julie. He taught her magic. She's got the one trick. She's a one-trick wonder. She turns into a bird. That's it. Now, my Kali character can turn into any species. But Julie can turn into an eagle. That's it. And later on, her one trick levels up. So you'll have to read the book to see what that level up is. But Gore isn't human. Like I said, Julie was the only human in the book. She was raised by him. But he's a great horned worm. And by worm, I mean like a literal worm. Not a snake, but a worm, and they say, like, if he was in, like, a populated area, current city life, like today, down the street, he'd be 11 stories long. He's huge. He's massive. They can adjust his size and his weight with magic. But typically, he's not petite, and he's not something you want to mess with. He's got horns, he's got tusks, he's got teeth, and yeah, he's protective of his little girl. And then, those are just the characters mentioned in that scene. And I have many more characters.